I would define binge drinking as
I think it's consuming more than 3 standardized drinks in a week.
Probably like 4 or 5 drinks in a night.
Probably about 8 drinks a night.
Drinking to the point of intoxication.
a lot of alcohol in a relatively short period of time.
According to the Foundation for a Drug-Free World, the definition of binge drinking is the practice of consuming large quantities of alcohol in a single session, usually defined by 5 or more drinks for males and 4 or more drinks for females within a 2-hour period.
Binge drinking is not only an issue at Western, it is a common issue amongst all Canadian university and college campuses.
According to Statistics Canada, binge drinking is more common than smoking amongst teenagers and young adults. We wanted to see if this statistic was similar for the Western campus, so we asked some students if they participate in binge drinking, and if so, how frequently.
Yeah, sometimes. On the weekends, Frost Week, HOCO, the events of university.
Yes.
Upon occasion. Maybe once a week, maybe less.
Between 1 to 3 times a week.
We surveyed 237 students at Western, and 67.34% of them said that they engage in binge drinking. The same survey found that 43% of students believe that binge drinking is a health issue at Western. Harmful health effects of binge drinking include weight gain, sexual assault, unintended pregnancies, STIs, high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, stroke, liver, and neurological damage.
People make unintelligent decisions while drinking. This might include drinking and driving, unprotected sex, putting themselves in harmful situations, or agreeing to use other more serious drugs.
As an individual increases their alcohol consumption, the likelihood of the occurrence of one of these conditions increases significantly. According to our study, 53.4% of surveyed Western students consume 4 to 7 drinks on average, and 26.7% consume 8+ drinks during a night of drinking. As binge drinking is considered 5 drinks for males and 4 drinks for females, over 80% of these students engaged in binge drinking. Binge drinking is a widespread problem amongst most universities. However, Western has the reputation of being the party school, as our study found that 70.11% of surveyed Western students agree or strongly agree with this statement. Western is known for its crazy homecoming, as many students that go to several different universities come to Western just to party on Brofdale. According to our survey, 78.35% of surveyed Western students agree or strongly agree that UWO homecoming is more fun if alcohol is consumed. Many students, especially first years when they are living away from home for the first time, find that they drink more frequently and consume more alcohol than they did before university.
I think that is because alcohol is just more accessible here, and because it's just easier and we party more often here than you did back home.
Firstly, because I just turned of age and it's just like the new thing and it's more accessible to me, and secondly because everyone else does and it's kind of part of university culture.
Binge drinking also has serious implications on academic performances of university students. 75.25% of surveyed Western students agree or strongly agree that heavy alcohol consumption impairs academic performance. In the same study, 68.4% agreed that a night of drinking affected their academics the following day. This is likely due to our findings that after a night of heavy drinking, 58.9% of students miss class the next day. Our survey coincides with other studies that have found empirical evidence linking heavy episodic drinking and academic achievement. Singleton and Wolfson found that students who engaged in binge drinking tended to have lower grades, fall behind in their courses, and had a lack of interest in school. These factors lead to stress, anxiety, and depression, which are all serious health implications. From our research, we found that binge drinking has the most serious effects on health. 63.92% of surveyed Western students agree or strongly agree that alcohol is bad for an individual's physical health. Short-term effects of alcohol include headache, difficulty breathing, unconsciousness, impaired judgment, coma, anemia, blackouts, and dehydration. Long-term effects of binge drinking include alcohol poisoning, increased blood pressure, liver disease, nerve damage, permanent damage to the brain, ulcers, unintentional injuries such as car crashes, and intentional injuries such as sexual assault. Alcohol poisoning is a serious and sometimes deadly consequence of drinking large amounts of alcohol in a short period of time. A person with alcohol poisoning needs immediate medical attention. According to our study, 70.5% of surveyed Western students know of another university student who has had alcohol poisoning. Another health issue that many university students who frequently engage in binge drinking experience is weight gain. The main reason why heavy drinkers gain weight is because alcohol causes fat metabolism to stop, which slows the metabolism. In addition, after a night out, many students experience the munchies and opt for fried and greasy food, which adds additional calories. Lastly, there is no nutrition facts table on alcoholic beverages. Many drinkers have no idea of how many calories or grams of sugar that they are consuming. If a student is engaging in binge drinking and frequently consuming around 7 drinks, those calories can quickly add up. After all the negative aspects that binge drinking brings, why do university students still engage in it?
Because it's fun.
It's the cool thing to do.
For fun.
Because everyone else is doing it, so why not enjoy the fun?
Very nice.
The majority of university students engage in binge drinking because it's considered fun. Around 50% of surveyed Western students agree or strongly agree that a party is more fun for a person who is drinking alcohol than for a person who does not drink alcohol. Drinking alcohol adds the social aspect of Western, and 70.1% of students agree or strongly agree with this statement.
Drinking has a strong social aspect, which is why we find a lot of university students partaking in alcohol usage. They use alcohol and partying as a way to fit in.
I believe you don't need a drink to fit in, but drinking does help with fitting in.
I don't think I need to drink to fit in, but I just find it's more fun and it kind of reduces your inhibitions to talk to people, and I find that you can make more friends that way.
Some may use alcohol as a stress reliever. This could create a bigger issue later on in life. They might turn to alcohol to solve other problems they are facing, or drink alcohol more frequently or in a more excessive amount because they have increased their tolerance for alcohol. Many students look forward to finishing an exam because what usually follows is a night of heavy drinking. They tend to use alcohol as a reward for completing a task, whether it is an exam or an assignment.
Clubs, varsity teams, and campus charities use bar nights to raise money, which promotes drinking for students across campus. In addition, Western hosts formals which give out free drink vouchers for students. Alcohol is more readily available today as many grocery stores now carry it. Within a 10-kilometer radius of the Western campus, there are 13 different retailers that sell alcohol. Western has implemented some programs to help reduce binge drinking. First, they made O-Week a dry event, as most students in first year are underage, and it encourages all students to participate in the events comfortably. Secondly, in residences, RAs place posters containing how many slices of pizza that a student can eat for the same amount of calories as their alcoholic beverages. Lastly, Western moved homecoming to midterm season this year in efforts to stop the party on Brofdale. Unfortunately, their plan backfired as the majority of students still celebrated it on the original date. Our ideas to combat binge drinking include increasing education and enforcement of behavior change surrounding the issue. University students will continue to drink. However, if better education surrounding the harmful health effects of binge drinking is easily accessible, they might think twice about engaging in that behavior as frequently. This can be done through presentations, colorful posters around campus, and endorsements from the USC. In addition, there should be information available for students who need rehab about where they can go to receive adequate help. Lastly, students should be aware of and utilize these tips to reduce the amount of drinking they consume and constantly remain safe.